Yo, 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 it's your boy Ron Flip the Jumpman, and I'm back with another video. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Ron Flip the Jumpman Movies. And today, we're talking about Leviticus, that new horror movie. Hey, look, this is one of the most talked about horror movies of 2026, y'all. This film blends supernatural horror, psychological suspense, and emotional storytelling into a very unique experience that keeps you guessing from the beginning and to the end. So, this movie follows two teenage boys who are lovers and who become haunted by a terrifying entity that takes form of the person that they desire the most. So, what started as a mystery, supernatural nightmare quickly turns into like a deeper story about fear, identity, acceptance, and survival. Hey, this movie was creepy, weird, and good, and kind of horrifying at the same god daggone time. So, like I said, the atmosphere is very creepy. The tension is built steadily, and several scenes will have horror fans sitting on the edge of their seats like, you know what I'm saying? The performances from the cast help elevate the emotional impact, making the story feel personal while delivering plenty of scares at the same goddamn time. So, if you already seen this movie before, did Leviticus live up to the hype? So, if not, you know what I'm saying, get in the comments and let me know. Stick around as I break down the story, the acting, the visual, the ending, and whether this movie was worth your time and worth your moolah. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about what was good, what worked, and what didn't work. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you never miss future movie reviews right here on Ron Phillip the Jumpman Movies on my YouTube channel, y'all. So let's get into it. So, what worked? Look, strong atmosphere, tension throughout the whole movie. This was a very unique supernatural concept. You know what I'm saying? Very emotional performances from the lead actors. Very emotional. It was a very effective blend of horror and psychological drama. There was several memorable suspense sequences throughout the whole movie. So what might have not worked or what didn't work? You know what I'm saying? Some people may think that, you know what I'm saying, they may find the pacing kind of slow in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Heavy themes may not appeal to like every horror fan. You know what I'm saying? There was more creature screen time. Could have increased for the scenes, you know what I'm saying, as far as like the entity, you know what I'm saying? But let's talk about some of the best scenes. So, one, the church ritual sequence was definitely a good one. That was in the beginning. The first appearance of the entity, that definitely was a good one. There were several intense chase and confrontation scenes that was definitely good. The climatic final showdown was definitely good. Now the acting. Now Joe Bird and Stacey Clausen, they deliver a very emotional, grounded performance that help carry both the horror and the dramatic elements of the film. It does its thing for the movie, you know what I'm saying? And far as the visuals, the movie relies more on the atmosphere, the practical horror, the cinematography, and the psychological, imaginary, then heavy on the CGI. They didn't really rely on the CGI. Dark lighting, eerie locations, and very unsettling visuals helped create the film's tension. Now, the ending is plain. Without major spoilers, the ending centers on confronting fear, identity, and the destructive power of repression. The entity represents more than a physical monster. It becomes like a symbol of inner and social, not social, like societal conflict. I think I got that word right. But in the post-credit scenes, at this time, it's really no while it reports of any post-credit scenes, you know what I'm saying? There was really nothing there, you know what I'm saying, attached to this theatrical release, you know what I'm saying? Is it going to be another one afterward or not? Really not sure. So let's talk about the title, Leviticus. The movie title has two meanings. One from the Bible and one from the horror story itself. So what is Leviticus? Leviticus is the third book of the Bible, y'all, if you don't know, in the Old Testament and the Torah. So it contains laws, religious rules, rituals, sacrifices like you're seeing in the movie, and instructions given to the ancient Israelites. You know what I'm saying? One of the most debated passages in Leviticus is often cited regarding homosexuality, which they shows in the movie. You know what I'm saying? And same-sex relationships, as they show it in the movie. So this is probably part reason why they name it Leviticus. Because a lot of y'all don't even really know what you got down, what you worshiping and what you reading in the Bible, because you just got going along with that so good pastor, that old good pastor telling you. So who is Leviticus in the Bible? Technically, Leviticus is not a person, y'all. If y'all think, you know what I'm saying? Some of y'all, some of y'all might know, some of y'all may not know. You know what I'm saying? But the name comes from Levites, a tribe of ancient Israels whose members serve as priests and religious leaders. The book is called Leviticus because it deals heavily with priestly laws and religious practices, as they show how the preacher did in the movie Leviticus. You know what I'm saying? So who is Leviticus in the movie? In the movie, Leviticus is not the monster's actual name. It's actually not knowing. It's a theme based on old ancient ways. The title is a reference to a biblical book because the story deals with religious belief, judgment, shame, conversion therapy, fear of being different, like how some of the teenage boys was, because they was, both, one way, same sex, queer identity and conservative religious community. So this is what the movie is dealing with. You know what I'm saying? The movie uses horror as a metaphor for those themes. They kind of did a good clash with putting this movie together. So is Leviticus an evil entity in the movie? Yes and no. You know what I'm saying? There is a violent supernatural entity in the movie. You know what I'm saying? And it stalks the two main characters, Naeem, and Ryan. And you know what I'm saying? After after a religious cleansing ritual, which I think it was in reverse. They think they getting rid of something, but I think they actually open the doors for an entity to get attached to them, more involved. You know what I'm saying? The creature takes the form of the person each victim desires the most, which means the boy sees versions of each other trying to unalive them. So if they really like that person, they gonna see a different version of that person, which is the entity trying to attack them. Crazy. Movie was crazy. However, the film suggests that the entity is more than just a demon. It represents, it's more than just a demon. It represents religious oppressions, fear, rejection, internalized shame, the damage caused by conversion therapy. These boys didn't have no shadow work in the movie, you know what I'm saying? So the monster is both a literal threat and a symbolic one at the same time. So simple version, biblical Leviticus, a book of laws and religious law and religious rules. Movie Leviticus, a horror film where a supernatural entity hunts two teenage boys by becoming the person they love the most. Wow. This was a wild concept, how they clashed all this into and made this into a movie. So is Leviticus the monster? Not exactly. Is there an evil entity in the movie? Definitely, yes. So why call the movie Leviticus? Because the movie challenges how certain religions teachings have been used to judge and condemn people, especially people from the LGBTQ community, you know what I'm saying, individuals. So the title is symbolic rather than the monster's actual name. The writers on this one, they did a good job. You know what I'm saying? They did a real good job. So was the real monster in Leviticus the supernatural entity or the fear and judgment created by the people around them? Tell me what you think. Get in the comments and let me know. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click that notification bell for more future movie reviews on my YouTube channel at Ron Flip the Jumpman Movies. All right, y'all, it's time for that quick review score of the movie. Story, I'm going to give this joint a 8.8 out of 10. Action, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. The acting, them boys had to kiss each other. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Visuals, like a 8.7 out of 10. The nostalgia vibe of the movie, like a 6.5 out of 10. Overall, a 8.6 out of 10. Now, if I really didn't like the movie, I'm going to give it 1 popcorn. And if I really like the movie, I'm going to give it 5 popcorn. If I don't like it at all, I'm going to give it a thumbs down or a trash. But I liked it, so this joint gonna get 5 popcorns. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click that notification bell for more future movie reviews on my YouTube channel, Ron Flip the Jumpman Movies. Peace, I'm out. Jump, man.